Okay, are we live? I said, are we live? Think we are. VigilanteWilliamson here with another episode. Me playing games and not playing games. Hopefully toward the end game. Well, I know I'm toward the end game of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Got to do better. Damn it, I already forgot which. It's this one. Hope everyone's having a good whatever time of day it is. It's evening, actually morning here. And hey, Papa Cotton. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. Anything else I need to use? I think this is it. Hey, the press of East Story Ascension Dildo. The gang's all here. You two have shown up. The gang is all here. Now I've watched YouTube videos on this fucking boss. So let's skip this and see if this helps. Oh shit, I already fucked up. Probably gonna be in lurk mode in just a few minutes. No worries. Oh fuck, I knew I fucked up. Oh, fuck it.
Not bad. Let's reset. Here we go.
Alright, I'm halfway, third way through. Mike DeCarlos here. Appreciate it. How's the sound? Is it too loud, too bad,
Good thing I came.
too good? That is too good. Appreciate you guys being here. Especially this late on a Friday night.
Never again. Settle down now. I'm through with you.
Yes, sir.
Feel like
That sucks. clapped up. Sounds good. Maybe a game a touch too loud. Okay. Hold on. Okay, I think the sound might be a little better. Let me just try one more thing to make it. Oh, geesh. Infinity and beyond with right there. Okay, it should be good then. Okay, let's do this again. Where'd it go? Oh wow, really Infinity and beyond. What the hell? Okay, after all that. Let's get it going.
Let's do this. Slowly. You'll like this.
Damn it. I'm getting clapped up. Oh shit. Oh, I'm about to get killed. Okay. Whoa! The Hakimi story's fake? I didn't know that. I did not know that story was fake. So what is he getting ran through the divorce ringer? Is that what's going on? And thank you for checking out the videos. In fact, we're probably gonna have to be doing more videos. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time to do all these streams all the time. I mean, obviously not as much as I used to. But did not know that. Oh man. Sucks to be him, I guess. There we go. How about that? That's crazy. I did not know that, man. Cause you know a lot of stories go around like that. They go around, everyone think, oh, it's real, and then it's like, nah, man, it's bullshit.
Everyone okay?
I mean, I do know people do crazy stuff for divorces, right? Like people will put stuff in other people's names. Oh shit. Sell, you know, sell valuable things for cheap. All sorts of stuff like that happens, right?
Just in case.
Jesus. Oh my goodness, I'm getting whooped on.
Here we go.
Okay. Yeah, someone made up and spread his wife filed for divorce after he was accused of assault. She won half his stuff, but he didn't put all the assets in his name. That'd be illegal. Is it illegal? Because if it's, how would it be illegal if he did it preemptively, like before the divorce was filed? I mean, I'm not saying, obviously, it's, you know, if it's fake, it's fake. But like, let's say, you know, VigilanteWilliamson blows up and I meet one of these whores and like, yeah, you know, fuck all the shit I was talking about, I love her. And, you know, because she's a whore, she takes half the cash, right? But let's just say I'm like, you know what? Just in case, you know, I'm gonna make sure a lot of my assets is in old Mom Delaney's name. Not even on some we're about to get divorced, but on some like, hey, let me just make sure I'm cool before there's even a check. Like before there's even a sign of trouble is what I mean. Hell, low spec Linux laptop. Tear up this shit.
Let's hustle.
I'm not trying to hit this douche. I'm trying to hit the dog. Shit.
Not looking good.
Now I can't put money, all his money in his mom's name. Shit. Way to get fucking electrocuted. Fuck.
I won't give up.
There you go. You're dead, bro.
I'll end this. Any last words?
Oh, that's whack. I'm dead.
That. Oh, you.
Oh, sucks for him then. Fake story. Made it seem like he didn't even have his clothes. He's retired. Yeah, I remember that part. The clothes part. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. I thought you could do it. I'm not sure if it's illegal here to put assets in other people's names. I'm not sure what the laws are here. Let's see something. I think you know what it is, man. A lot of these stories, people want them to be real, especially when it comes to like anything dealing with the. Damn it! I thought it was maybe some material I can buy. Anything dealing with like marriage and stuff like that. But yeah, sexual assault charges. Oh man, are they like Because Conor McGregor had this, just got accused, and I almost did a video on that, and then apparently there's a video that is exonerating him. So is it like he's out here not taking no for an answer, or is it like, man, these hoes is lying? Like, because you never know. Some dudes are creepers. Some dudes, they get that money, they power, and they just, think that they can do whatever the fuck they want. And then, some girls lie. So it's always hard to call these fucking stories.
Double time.
Cause I didn't know about any of that stuff. It's crazy how the viral stories and shit. I thought that shit was true. It's not for you right now. I think the shit was true the whole time. And that, you know what? That shows how jank I am as a content creator, right? I just believe shit. But that shit went so viral. I just like, oh yeah. That totally happened.
Let's reset.
Yeah, it was tailor-made for the red pillars.
Not at all.
Tailor-made. They love that stuff. That man, like all internet mind codes, that red pill shit can get really like just fucking He-Man, woman hater, goofy. Just like, man, get over it, man. You know, you can do whatever you want with your life, man.
Of course you
But it doesn't have to be like a fucking, you know, thing where everyone has to know about it. Every kid got that thing, like it's some, you know, or everything has to become some sort of group or some sort of name. You know what I mean? All this other shit that doesn't have to happen. Jeez, wait.
Pay attention. You're mine. Show me.
Shit.
That's still it.
Golly, get out of here.
Okay, let's hustle. Okay, where were we? I'm your
Shit.
okay.
God damn, it does too much fucking damage. And I gotta run and dodge. Oh, jeez. How trash is this shit?
Not looking good. You'll like it. Come on. Time to get serious. No way.
Golly.
Gotta be careful.
This is some bullshit right here. Motherfucker. Yeah, I heard about the Andre 3000 feature for Killer Mike, but I didn't know the whole tape came out. Gotta check that out. I haven't, you know what, speaking of music, I haven't done everything I want with the studio, and it's not, you know, it's still more to be wired up. But I got it wired to where it can function. I didn't want to test it this week. Really, this week got thrown off by fucking sleep, man. I haven't been, you know, this week didn't really sleep that good until, what, yesterday? Yesterday night, I should say. And man, it just fucked me up as far as productivity with stuff. Yeah, this looks so much easier in the goddamn YouTube video.
Everyone okay?
Okay, we're gonna beat this motherfucker.
No. Double time. Let's hustle. Let's reset.
Sorry, I'm on silent. Shit. Oh wow, just put me in the corner with this bullshit. Good lord. I'm thinking emotional damage now. Oh, that's bullshit.
Think you got my number?
Not at all. You're making me sweat. Good thing I came prepared.
Yes, can't skip this. Okay. If I can just beat this boss, this will be a successful fucking stream.
Going in. Show feeling good.
Sheesh. God damn it. Fuck this.
You'll like it. Right.
Kill this motherfucker. Die. Die, motherfucker. Die, motherfucker. Die, please. Michael Vick never had this much trouble killing the goddamn dog. Why do I gotta have all this fucking trouble, man? Yeah. Hey, Tom Jensen. Oh shit, I like James Blake.
Now it's just
That's a guy who came a long way. I remember when he fucking first started and he was just doing the... I liked the shit when he first started. Okay, that's probably the stuff I'm most familiar with.
Yeah, you should be on it. That all?
sweet dreams. Sorry. All right.
Okay, it should be easy.
Night.
Oh, fuck you. Oh, that's bullshit.
I'll end this. Gonna enjoy this. Let's do this.
Oh, fuck this game. I cannot... Is this gonna speed up? Oh, this is bullshit. Thank you.
Right. No holding back.
This whole thing being old sucks.
Keep it up.
Said I didn't have no intention of being this old. Man, I'm worrying about getting old. I'm like, man, I'm still like my youth is limited, man. It's running out.
Where were we?
Sweet dreams.
Oh, fuck you. So what is...
Never again.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Won't last long.
So I can't kill him? I can't fucking hit this fucking guy now. Thought it was gonna be so easy. No. Oh, fuck you. Okay. Let me...
Ain't dead yet. Going all out.
Yes. Please kill this fucker. Golly. Whole thing being old sucks, yeah. After a couple months looking, finally scored a good old turntable at their store. Pretty cool, because turntables can be expensive.
Here and now.
And thank you for the link. And maybe we'll get have a little existential crisis. We all get older. I'll get older. And I'm worried about it. Like I mentioned, my cousin passed in his early 40s. I'm in my mid to late 30s, getting to the late part. And so that's a little nerve-wracking knowing that. I get it, man. And bro, I mean, I ain't even old yet, but just cracking my neck with my shoulder and shit, and just having these, you know, back all out, trying to work out and shit, having issues, having mobility issues, having all sorts of shit. I mean, that's just no fun.
You gotta be better than this if you're gonna play the hero.
Okay, man. Well, thank you for the link, man. Thank you for the link. I recently got a book on Prince and his Purple Rain sessions, and I'm really I bought it almost like it's a textbook to study a guy who was recording music pretty much every fucking day, multiple hours a day. And I mean, he's not just recording Purple Rain because he does so much production and writing. He's recording for the Bengals, he's recording for some of his own artists. So I mean, you just trying to get a glimpse of what that type of work ethic is like. Cause the more research I do on him, the more I realize, as much as people talk about his talent, this is a guy who put in a ton of fucking work. Just a massive number of hours doing what he did. And that's consistent with a lot of different art. I mean, a lot of different artists and producers. You listen to Madlib, he says, man, he's in the studio 10 to 15 hours a day. And I wish I could devote that type of time. Unfortunately, I can't. But I gotta devote the most time I can towards doing that.
You can't stop me! For Biggs! For Jesse!
Shit, if you have the option, it's better to die young. Everyone loves you, die young. Oh, don't say that. Even if you're a total piece of shit, die old, and everyone has a story about you. Well, you don't know what the fuck they're gonna say when you're dead. I don't give a fuck if people say good things or bad things. I'll be dead as fuck. Man, I kind of feel like what you just said, surprised it's still here. I did not expect to be in my 30s. I thought I was going to die in my early 20s. If not by some bullshit, on some self-destructive shit. I knew when I was like 17 and 19, yeah, 21, 22, that's probably it. And I shit, put a decade and some change on that. I'm happy as a clam to have done so, man. I'm glad to have lived long, you know. But it depends, man. I just seen fucking Deion Sanders is having circulation issues, may lose a foot. That's the stuff that really will fuck me up. You know, being somebody not in the best shape, but then you have one of the best athletes ever, and I really do mean athlete. If you remember, he played baseball and football. And you have one of these super athletes, and now, oh yeah, and he kept himself in shape. Now he's falling off, and now he's having circulation issues. And what's that? It's probably genetic. And it's like, well, fuck. Well, what the fuck are we supposed to do?
Get ready.
You know what I mean? Okay, let's see what's going on here.
What the hell?
It's the barrier.
Attack the drones.
Just go away. Barrier drone damaged. Override main running safety.
Oh shit.
I'll take it. Looks like it's charging up. There.
They'll just clone him. Yeah, but some of these clones be coming out fucked up, man. No, I mean, it's as crazy as that sound. And the cloning program's real, man. I know it's, you know, often the internet's, whenever something happens to a celebrity or he's being cloned or something, which just lets you know how crazy and almost how mainstream conspiracy theories have gotten. You know what I mean? To where that's become a common occurrence, a common thought process.
Come on.
Shit. Jeez, how indestructible are these fucking things? Oh shit.
Every little bit helps.
Katy Perry. Yeah, I have seen the video get Katy Perry glitching during the concert. I've seen a lot of those glitch videos, man. Katy Perry, when she glitched, her face was fucking melting. There's a video, speaking of face melting, of Elvis glitching back in the day. He glitched at a fucking, like one of these little local motherfucking things. It was like a local thing. I couldn't tell you what state it was, but like in a small town. And I want to say the late 60s or the 70s. It wasn't like prime Elvis. It was like a little older, but not quite about to die Elvis. And I couldn't tell you what time, but bro's face fucking looks like it's melting. And it's not even the best shot, you know, and plus, you know, it's from the 60s or 70s. But so yeah, that glitching stuff is real too. Al Roker, Shaq had a really crazy glitch moment. Yeah, her eye just closed. Well, her eye closed, but she just had a weird look. Unless this is a recent thing and we're talking about two different things. There's a old video about her glitching. It looks like I said, when I say her face is melting, maybe I'm being a little facetious, but it just looked like she was having a stroke. That's what I could say. It looked like she was having a stroke, straight up. Keep hearing the guys talk about big. Yeah, that's why I don't want to make it big, man. I definitely don't want to make it big. I'm trying to make it mid. And you know what I'm trying to determine? And since you do, though, you tell me. Cause you know I'm a Rock Marciano fan. I like a lot of this movement. But then you see that Rock Marciano J Worthy project, and the damn thing has a hand symbol on it, has a sigil on it. And I'm like, yo, you telling me just to be at this level, you gotta do the bullshit? Cause if that's the case, then this should just be a hobby. You know what I mean? And that's cool if it's a hobby. That's maybe what it is anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I'll just release the shit and just no one to hear, because I'm not trying to take nothing up the poop chute just to be heard. That's so stupid to me. I don't value other people's opinions that much. You know what I mean? I just like making music and like doing stuff, like doing this, you know, these videos, the streams. It's all fun, but it's not that, sheesh. It ain't that serious to like, yeah, let's go what in the butt. Like, that's wild. They do say everyone who's big. They do say that, you know what I mean? And because what it is, and people sometimes, well, you mean everyone who's successful? Like, listen, we're not talking about motherfucking just random people who you don't know. Like, oh, that was the wrong fucking thing to use. Shit, I hit the wrong button. We're not talking about like random lawyers or random like businessmen. We're talking about like celebrities, like the most famous people on earth. Yeah, a lot of them have took it in the asshole. You know what I'm saying? And it's not something crazy. It's just like, hey, how many people are even fucking famous? You know what I'm saying? But like, do you guys think YouTubers? I mean, when I say YouTubers, I don't mean like obviously some big guy like Mr. Beast. I'm not saying I don't know enough about him, or the Paul brothers. They're big enough where maybe they did do something strange for a change. And actually, ain't the Paul brothers from Disney Channel anyway? But that's another can of worms. But I'm talking about like, do you think geeks and gamers had to take it in the butt just to be geeks and gamers? Like that level of YouTuber. That would suck. You know, you guys tell me. I know I can be super conspiracy theory, but do you guys think even to be on that level, you gotta take it in the butthole? Cause think about this. Tom McDonald is on a high enough level that he probably, I mean, cause even some people have exposed even his videos, even though he has a video talking about all the satanic shit in the music industry, he's got upside down crosses tattooed to him. He's got all sorts of shit. And I'm saying all this shit without looking at the chat, so sorry. Just want to get this one motherfucker dead. Shit. Some people just like the imagery. They think it's edgy. You think see, that's why I want to say Marcy and the Griseldas and the Mayhem Lorenz and everybody is completely independent. And I want to say that there's a soft spot in the zone where you can be an independent artist, still make solid little money, and not have to take it in the butt. It just seems like there is, but I could be incorrect. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, nah, even on that level, you gotta take it. You know, I talked about, I remember when Westside Gun had the purge, it wasn't just me. A lot of people were worried that Westside Gun maybe he had sold out. And I was like, no, not you too. And then you said, well, maybe, you know, he's a fashion guy, which he is. He's into the fashions, into the art. And maybe that's just, you know, his idea of being edgy, which, you know, also could be the case. And I haven't really seen much from him outside of that. So I'm like, you know, I'll just rock with it. But you just never know, man. You never know. See, now they don't care about the plebs. Yeah, you did. Thank goodness. Shit. Golly, that sucks.
I'll show you. Go on. You've got this.
Need my help, do you?
Just go away. Get him.
Yeah, just think. Oh shit, just Holmes. Oh, that shit goes around. Well, that's no good. Oh, and it blew. Oh, fuck. I'm getting knocked the fuck out.
I'm coming.
That's what she said. Once you start making... See, that's another thing I think. If they gave up the butt, they'd be way bigger, right? These are things I think. That's why I'm like, nah, it's probably not. I'm probably overreacting. And the purse thing became a trend and a way of going viral. You know what I'm saying? The man, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, well, you know, it's not totally out of character. Because, you know, Griselda for our fashion rebels, right? So I didn't really trip. You know, I was worried that was maybe their, you know, sometimes they hit the crossover point. And they do have so much momentum, but I also I don't ever see them being like mega stars. Like they'll always have a place, and I can see them being very successful. But it's hard to say, man. It's hard to say. And that's what makes it a little more fuzzier right nowadays. Like back then, because everybody was on, it was on, you know, there was only so many major label spots. There was only so many whatevers that was like, okay, even though we didn't know it, realistically, you can look back and say, yeah, all these guys were doing something crazy to get on, or did something crazy to get on. But nowadays, in the internet age, that barrier entry is like paper thin, right? So it's like, do you have to, you know, you say they don't care about the players, but like, at what point, you know, some of these channels got hundreds of thousands of people. What's the number that you say, okay, we gotta see if they down with the program? And here's another thing to think about too. A lot of people aren't even with the quote-unquote program, but there's some people who do have an esoteric, like it's not even on some, yeah, I'm part of some brotherhood shit. You know, a lot of this esoteric shit is just popular in general. A lot of this Saturnian shit, or, you know, we know about the Hoteps, they get all crazy about the you know, I can't call it Egypt, it's Kemet. But you know what I'm saying? People get into the shit, you know what I mean? People get into voodoo, not because some label told them to. They just, you know, they grew up in a certain area, or they may be Haitian or something, and they just fucking into voodoo. It ain't always, you know, some people just into this shit, man. You know what I mean? Because one, you know, talking about Marciano, he's got what the Behold a Dark Horse or something, which is a reference not only to the Bible Behold a Pale Horse, but reference also, when you look at the cover, it's a reference to the book by my man William Cooper, which all he does is talk about a bunch of stuff that, you know, ended up being confirmed as far as conspiratorial stuff. And so it's like, maybe he's just, I don't know. Shit is rigged. It's all script. You're watching TV. You say they do it superstars only, and you might be right. But what is the? When do they like? When is it there? When do you get to that point where, okay, now we're only gonna? Because they make superstars too. You know what I'm saying? There's times where they find somebody at a few 100,000, or you know what I mean? They find somebody at that right point. And so like, I don't know, maybe that's the thing. I'm not saying any of these people, when I say geeks and gamers or whatever, I'm not saying they are, but you do wonder what level. I'm not even reaching. I'm not saying that they're doing it. I'm saying there is a limit in which they're going to intervene just because of influence, and where is that line? I'm not saying everybody. I'm not. Let me clearly state what I'm trying to say. It isn't that I think geeks and gamers are part of Illuminati. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, where's the point where they say, okay, we're going to invite them to a party, or we're gonna mess with them because they have so much influence, we want to talk to them, right? I mean, before it was, hey, you get signed to a label, and then you go out to a party and somebody might slip something in your drink, somebody might grab your dick, somebody might do something. You get invited to a party, you know, Vote Vicky, perfect example of somebody, what, right? And she talked about it. She goes to a party and you got to prick yourself with blood. And she's like, whoa, and gets the fuck out of there, right? So she didn't go further than that, but she got invited to that party. And Woe Vicky is not, you know what I mean, a megastar, but she got invited to that party. So how far do you got to go up before you get invited to that party? And I want to make sure I don't get to that point. Is my point. I want to be lower than whatever that point is.
It's your turn.
Where she went on record and said, yeah, I forgot who party it was, but you had to sign. I think you had to sign an NDA. Listen, I smoke weed, so I could be misremembering details. But I know you have to prick blood. I know you have to give up your phone. And Whoa Vicky again, she's not a mega star, but she got invited to the step up party. And so there's a limit. I go to parties and grab my own dick. There you go. Hell, just another red shirt. And he's not just another red shirt. He's the red shirt. Excuse me. So that's really what I'm trying. I'm not trying to say anyone's anything. I'm just trying to determine what's the point where he's like, okay, you wanna party? You know what I'm saying? Because again, if Whoa Vicky can get to the party, anybody can get to the damn party. Is what my thoughts are. No disrespect to Whoa Vicky and shit. Oh, he about to get fucked up.
Just a little should help. That's it. One more shot.
It don't come out of the gate. First they make you start to make money. You flop, you owe them money. They got your ass. You should see they can threaten the room. Yeah, that's how it works with in some cases. But like I said, Whoa Vicky got invited to the party. Where did she even come from? Was she just a internet person? Cause I don't even remember why she was famous. But you know, I wouldn't imagine Whoa Vicky get invited to the party. And then some people.
Get him. Cut.
I feel like they do a bunch of things. I don't think it's just one method. I think there's that method. Hey, get you in debt, sign you, getting you in debt, leverage you. There's, you know, some people are born into stuff, or maybe they don't even know it. You know, Eminem's mom said that his great grandfather used to run with Aleister Crowley. That's what Eminem's mom said. I didn't say that. His mom said it. Now, you know, his mom says a lot of shit. It was on fucking drugs, but that's some weird shit to just come out with. Does that mean Eminem is fake? No, maybe it meant, oh shit, you see this guy's trying to rap? You know whose grandkid he is, right? Oh shit, I didn't know that. Yeah, let's make sure he does okay.
You can do it.
I don't know. I don't know how to, I don't go to these eyes wide shut party. I'm just, you know, trying to beat a fucking Japanese mech talking shit. There's a point, man. I think there's a point where they say, oh, you know what? We want to see when you down the team. Like you said, one thing I think we're agreeing with, it ain't just like some obvious shit, right? It's always gonna be on some subtle shit. I just, again, whatever the line is, I want to make sure I don't cross it.
Bless them with your love and grace.
That tripped me out. Whoa Vicky is based as fuck. Yeah, cause she almost she been in Hollywood and seen some of that wild shit. He said, whoa, wouldn't trust anything. That's fair enough. Some people are obvious degenerates, they can play on that. That's true too. Too ugly to get an invite, fortunately. Can't say that's been some ugly motherfuckers that got famous, man.
I'll take care of them. Go on.
I don't think you will.
Lead the way. Stay back. One more shot.
Like I said, I don't know.
Stay strong.
Yeah, ain't nobody too ugly, man. Shit, they had what's that chick that, I don't know, she might still be married to Matthew Broderick. They turned her into a sex symbol, and that bitch like a horse.
This one's for you.
It's never, you know what I'm saying? Sarah Jessica Parker, that's the whole thing. Look just like a horse, and they made her a sex symbol, bro. And guys so thirsty, I'll still hit. Pussy ain't got no face.
That was close. Okay.
shit.
Got some fight left in you.
Shit.
Oh yeah! I've been waiting for this.
I'm about to die.
This one right here is for the flesh.
No, I'm not about to die.
We still got a job to do.
Maybe I am.
I should probably heal up first. Gotta heal first.
Somehow still alive.
Get him!
Oh shit.
One more shot! Okay. Tagging out.
Need my help, do you?
Throw it back time, squats. Work that bus. Oh lord.
This one's for you.
Shout out to squats. Which I don't do. I'll do deadlifts when I squats.
Level critical.
God damn it. These fucking boss battles are endless. Oh shit.
Loaded asshole.
Go on. I'll take care of you.
Remember that mongoloid kid, Aaron Spelling? What the fuck? He did that damn thing in the basement like a decent family member. Oh shit. Yeah, man. So I don't do
Here goes.
regular deadlift or Romanian deadlift. I just do the trap bar deadlift. I gotta keep it. I'm trying to, we were talking about aging, man. I can't do all that cool shit, man. The big three, and man, I you know, when I was younger and a little bit more athletic and much better shape, I tried all that shit. Even though I hated bench, because it was always like, I'm so scared of throwing this thing and dropping this bitch, I can't even really bench it properly. But you know, I did the old squat and that. It was just me getting snapped up every fucking week. That's all it was. But you're supposed to do it, bro. You just don't have good form. No shit, I don't have good form. And I can't do the goddamn thing right. So I'm not gonna keep trying. How about that? How about instead of breaking my body down to prove a point to some human I'll never meet and don't know, because that's just what you're supposed to do. How about I, you know, use machines and cables and all this other shit? Because I'm not about to join the NFL. I'm not about to go wrestle. I'm not about to do a bodybuilding competition. I'm not about to do none of that shit. All I'm gonna do is try to lose some weight and feel great and shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't worth all those like potential injury. And again, if you are doing all that shit, bet money, enjoy yourself. But I'm fuck that. And if you enjoy them, cool. Peace out, Red Shirt. Appreciate you joining for even a short time. I know it's late. Hopefully after this boss, I might call it myself. We've gone close to an hour. Jeez. Just want this fucking thing to end.
Here goes. That's it. One more shot. It's your turn. I'll take care of you.
Fucking thing die. Shit, don't die, don't die, don't die. Oh, damn. That was serious.
Okay.
Why you playing this magic spell? Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. I get what you're saying. But like, that's the thing. I'm not. If I had $1 million, then maybe you should question the shit. You know what I'm saying? If I had a Gucci vigilante mask, maybe you should say what the fuck.
I'll take care of them.
And listen, on some level, that's part of the reason a lot of people don't buy a lot of conspiracy theories, right? Because you can make something out of anything to an extent. And so it can be kind of, but there's also something to it too, you know what I mean? Who would have thought the last 3 years would have happened? And that sounds like a conspiracy theory until it's fucking real. So you're gonna die, bro. Hey, shh.
Don't worry, I can handle this.
Shit. There's nothing to block. It's like it's instant death.
Okay, up and at 'em. Okay. That's it. Tagging out.
Maybe you have millions. Shit, y'all will not see me on YouTube. Y'all will not see me on YouTube if I had millions. Unless that's how I got it. I just wanted more or something, I guess. But like trying to make it. If I was already an independently wealthy dude, I mean, I might be doing this for fun, I guess. But I wouldn't give a shit about subs. I wouldn't give a shit about none of that shit because I'm independently wealthy. Who cares? But you know, if I get shit, and what if they kill me and clone me? Y'all just like still think y'all talking to me? Man, if y'all see something, y'all better say something. Shit, don't let them get me.
Here goes. Cut. This one's for you. Why don't you lead the way?
So you see, if you see some Illuminati activity, better scream, holler, do something. Look what they did to Gucci Man and all the motherfuckers they probably cloned. This motherfucker died. Jeez, this thing doesn't die. Maybe I'm the spy in the fandom, man. Shit. That goes back to the thing. Maybe they already had spies the whole time. Who knows?
Any ideas?
Take cover behind debris.
Gonna make your eyeballs pop.
What debris? Oh, that debris.
Well, that really sucked.
Yeah, listen, I don't know how things work. I know a little bit, but I ain't an expert. I just hope there's again, going back to the whole crutch. I just hope there's a level where I can still be quote unquote successful without having to deal with, you know, even just the offers, you know what I'm saying? Even just the, hey, you want to go to this party, man? And after school special, man, it's the fucking devil. Oh, finally got this fucking. Hey, Zax, appreciate it. Oh, Vigil, I see.
Quite. We could still die later tonight.
But yeah, you don't know, man. I don't know how this shit is. Gotta be vigilant. Be vigilant as a vigilante.
Hell they are.
Then we need to find a way we can all escape, and quickly.
You're right. Let's go.
So I'm just gonna see how much longer I'm gonna play. Cause I already gone an hour. Getting tired. Wanna make sure I can at least manually save. I'm skipping this. I don't give a fuck about this, what's going on. But I don't know how. Maybe I shouldn't have skipped it. How far? Yeah, we way far ahead. Golly.
Home free, Red.
I wouldn't celebrate just.
Let's just get to it. We're skipping all sorts of shit. I'm wearing the mask. Maybe I am wearing the mask to cover up my cybernetic parts. Maybe I am. Shit. Who knows?
Waiting on us. Come on, step on.
I'm trying, but it won't go any faster.
How the hell do we get out of with this junk? Give it up. There's nowhere to run. Get ahead of them.
Get ready.
Not so fast.
But man, you know, I get it. Hey, I appreciate skepticism, right? But I feel like not being skeptical is why everyone thinks, you know, why so much of the Summer of Love worked. You know what I'm saying? You literally had the seams of the fact that a lot of that shit was funded. You know, I think it was the second episode of damn VigilanteWilliamson show. I'm looking at these pictures of Breonna Taylor's boyfriend. He's doing every fucking hand symbol you could possibly think of. And I'm not crazy when I say that, because fucking, what's the dude? Trayvon Martin, his dad literally was a Freemason. So shit happens. There is a cabal. They do exist. Don't believe me? Why do you think everybody out the blue made you or would have fired you if you didn't get a certain medical procedure done? Before you say, oh, they're leftists, never forget your Orange Man and his Operation Warp Speed is the reason that jab got out so quick anyway. So this isn't just some leftist shit. So it's like, okay, there is some coordination. There is, whether it's, you call it BlackRock, you call it the evil bankers, you call it the Bilderberg Group, whatever you want to say about it, there's something to it. That doesn't mean everything is a part of it either. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't mean everything I say is going to be gospel, because a lot of it is speculation. Allegedly, some things maybe I do have a little more insight on, a little more admissible evidence. Sometimes it's speculation. So I'm skeptical. Yeah, I appreciate the skepticism, and I appreciate not going off the deep end, but like, shit, the regular shit is on the deep end. The regular shit is the deep end. You know, like something like Utopia, that's predictive programming. That's not a theory. I mean, we saw it happen. So it's like, how to handle it. It's not easy. It's not easy. So, not gonna say I'm the expert. I definitely still think there is a level where if you reach, it's like, hey, you want to be down with the team. And I'm just hoping that level's high enough that, you know, I never get asked. I have no means to heal doing this fucking thing. I was totally ready to walk over the clock shop. See. Yeah, I was too in my job. But some people didn't. Some people didn't. Just the fact that that was a thing, it shows you that, okay, there is some evil in this world. That they literally were able to use the media, people's jobs, all these different factors to force people to take something that, you know, you called it what it was, the clock shop. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That sounds like, if I tell you this in 2015, that sounds like some deep end shit. That sounds like, come on, man, what the fuck? If I tell you in 2005, let's go back even further. Oh, they're gonna be pushing, and this is part of why I do this, because I did hear this shit. Maybe not in 2005, but I heard this shit well before it started happening. Oh, they're gonna be pushing P3DOism. They're gonna be pushing what they call it, the man-boy love and minor attracted persons. Now that's the new proper way to say it. They're gonna be pushing that, and that's gonna get more mainstream, and it's gonna be in school. You're gonna have transgender people reading to kids in schools. You're gonna have what happened in 2020 from the disease standpoint, and the shot. If I tell you all these things that we all know that came to pass in 2005, you would say, "Oh God, you sound like a fucking Looney Tune, right?" But it did come to pass. So it's like, and some of the shit when I heard, I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. Sure as shit. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. I did not end up watching all Utopia. I haven't actually spent the time to look for it. I ain't gonna lie to you, cuz they started pushing it in the 60s in France. So I didn't know that. That's sick though. I mean, apparently, you know, there is a lot of quote unquote academic information on it. And I remember that one weird TED talk. That was one of the first times I had seen them try to really push that shit. But you know, if I told you a certain island that we know existed back in 2015, shit, not 2015, 2005. If I go back to 1995 and tell you what's gonna happen in September of 01, you would probably think that's deep end stuff. So it's like some of the stuff that sounds crazy ends up coming to pass, or has come to pass. So it's like I said, it's not an easy thing. It's not a one-way thing. But at the same time, you know, Earth is fucking round. You know, there's that too. So it's like, how do you balance this shit? And all birds haven't been replaced. You know what I mean? So you got to keep that shit in mind too. But motherfucker, a bunch of cows did just randomly die at one point last year, and a bunch of fires did randomly happen in food processing plants. So how do you know? You gotta balance this shit. You gotta try to find the truth in a crazy world. So I guess that's all I'm trying to say. On one end, some shit could look crazy, but you know, you never know. None of this can be called a conspiracy. They're doing it out in the open. Some of this, bro, there's still people, even when you talk about something, you still think some of it's conspiratorial. And really, actually, all of it can be called conspiracy. Because all conspiracy is two or more people, one or more people, two or more, I'm sorry, two or more people conspiring to do something. It's a confirmed conspiracy. It's just not a theory. That's what it's not. This is confirmed. You're right. A lot of this stuff is out in the open if you know what to look for. A lot of people don't look for it. And then shit, we talk about the influencers and entertainers. Never forget the fucking first radio and television broadcasting stuff was all military. All military started stuff. All these different technologies that end up you know, broadcasting a lot of the personalities and the powerful people and the influential people. Yeah, they have no fear of being found out, especially not now. And man, I'm sorry again about. He said, "Oh, say I will, but never does." I will. I do shit late. I do shit late, man. I said I was gonna start a sports channel and a music channel. I never quite did that, but a year or two later, I'm covering sports and about to start working on music. So it took a while, but I'll get to it. I'm playing Final Fantasy 7 right now. Jeez. And I hope this motherfucker autosave. It doesn't make me go through all this bullshit. That's part of the reason I'm still playing. It's because I don't know if this fucker did make me autosave. Not games get. Oh, fuck this. I gotta go through this whole fucking thing again. I'd jump off a bit. I'd probably not even play the game. No bullshit. Like the whole thing that we just been doing for the past hour and a half. So I gotta play this shit until we're done and I can safely save. Sheesh.
Preparing to engage target.
Damn it.
Targets acquired. Firing warning shot. Targeting vehicle wheel.
Sheesh.
Preparing to engage target.
These motherfuckers are almost dead. Die. Die, motherfucker, die.
Targets acquired.
Oh my God. Got him.
Firing warning shot.
Got him. Hey. Fuck.
That's it.
Hold on.
Taking you down. We done here.
Okay, Schwab. Oh yeah, Klaus Schwab. Yeah, they do. They do put a lot of that stuff, but people don't read it. People don't read it. Shit, they put a lot of stuff. They put a lot of stuff out there themselves, and they know people won't read it. That's a fair enough. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with the little pop star thing, giving it up for fame. I was just talking about, you know, selfishly again. 'Cause I do have aspirations to do this stuff on a higher level. I just want to make sure I ain't got to deal with no devils. That's what started the subject. But you're not wrong. that stuff isn't distractionary. And also, you know, there's a reason why they allow so much of this stuff, and they almost encourage it. It's algorithmically friendly. There's a lot of channels that have grown and make decent money just talking about celebrity Illuminati shit, and it's like they're the least more important people, and they are the most distractionary people. You know, that's just for distractions. Not only is it just for distractions, oh shit, it's also like, because the main reason is because the people can be so influential, right? That was the whole point of having that class be controlled, right? But yeah, it's a good way. I've talked about this and other stuff. They use the algorithm not just in what they don't want you to talk about, but what they do. So they're like, oh yeah, you can talk about this shit, so long as you don't talk about that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's a fair point. I don't disagree with it. But again, I just don't want to get invited to the Woe Vicky party, man. I could care less, you know. I mean, why am I asking about Griselda? Because that would be the level I'm trying to get to. I would love to be on that, you know, that type of space. So it's like that's the aspirational stuff, and it's like I hope I'm not aspiring to some bullshit. So that's, you know, that's really my concern. Otherwise, it's just, you know, shit to hear. And you know what? There are people who will talk about that. Shout out to my man Jay Marvels. I've rapped off his beats before. If you're on his Patreon, it's not just Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson. He'll tell you, oh, here's some World Economic Forum shit. Here's some, has he done anything on the Buzz? I don't know if he's done anything on the Buzz. But he's done shit on the different, like, Fed Now and all that shit. Which is just crazy how little people talk about Fed Now. That's just here. It's crazy how many people, a few people talk about the CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, I think. You know, even social credit score, people make jokes about it, but that shit's here with ESG. This shit's here. It's right here. And so you do get some that'll talk about that shit too. They don't just keep it on the thing, on kind of superfluous stuff. And listen, we could go all day about the stuff that distracts people from the shit that's really going on. Yeah, that's a good rule to keep. Whatever they push in your face ain't worth it. It's a distraction. Yeah, ain't it the truth? Ain't it the truth, man? And so yeah. And I mean, like I said, there's shit, please, oh God. Plenty of successful YouTube channels dedicated to pointing out shit in music videos and all this other shit that does it really matter? You know what I mean? Especially now after, you know, and I get it. Part of it is there's always someone who doesn't know, right? And this is maybe a way of reaching them. Maybe a way to get people to think differently about the world, right? And people start to recognize things, you know. Shit, other people, even people who were skeptical, even Matt's pointed out some of the as above, so below shit. I remember when we first talked about Ezra Miller, he started like, hey, you see some of these fucking pictures? This motherfucker is basically dressed as Baphomet and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, whoa. But at the end of the day, who the fuck gives a fuck about Ezra Miller? I guess people do not give a shit to Flash. Speaking random, this is just, you know, ADD. Has anyone seen The Flash? Does anyone know if it's good or bad? Ugly? There's only two genders. That's, how distractionary is that shit, man? How distractionary is this gender shit, bro? They are taking so much mind space and so much time, and it's not only is it distraction, you know, people really do feel like they be like somebody saying something to be saying something about these genders, bro. Oh, base. He said there's only two genders, base. People act like you really saying something. Like you really doing, you really you know, going against the system. That's how well they trained you. Like, oh man, you see the, you know, a few celebrities got yelled at. So you're bucking the system, man. Only two genders, man. Base. Heard is bad. Then again, haven't seen. Okay. Zim Zer. You know what's weird? I wanted to on TikTok make my pronouns his, him, hero. Right? Just on some funny stuff. I can't do it. You have to request. Now, what is that? I mean, see, I'm about to base. But I just tell you how bullshit it is. Because why can't I put up my own pronouns? Who are you to tell me what my pronouns are, right? But just that whole pronoun, that whole gender thing. Because especially when you consider how few people actually get affected by that damn thing. Like, most people will never, you know what I'm saying, have to deal with this in any meaningful way outside of filling out a form online or some shit. But they've made it a whole thing and a whole, am I dead? I am dead. Oh my Lord. This is killing me. The CGI in the Flash was like a PS3 game. You're not kidding. I had, you know, at one point, oh cool, I always start back here. Thank God. You know, I had some interest, but it's just like I can't watch it. If I cannot watch a movie that I'm watching it for some other than the main character. And you know what, man? This multiverse shit is just, I'm just tired of it, man. It's not creative, and it's been spammed. It has been spammed to death. So I just don't really want to see the movie. And I don't want to. I'm not about to give these fuckers money. I'm not even about to dub it or sell the high seas. I still say dub it because I'm old, but I'm not about to even do that shit. I just fuck it. I just don't want to see it. Okay, it's cool to see Michael Keaton, but you know, if I want to see Michael Keaton's Batman, I can just turn on Batman 89. That's something I could always do. And I can see him in his prime with Batman, with the Prince playing and shit, and Jack Nicholson and Joker, and he's dancing and shit. I can see that shit. I don't have to see this fucking remember some shit that you used to like? Bitch, it's 2023. I can just still watch the shit I used to like. It's not sealed away in the fucking vault. You know what I'm saying? You have to ask an expert first, technocracy, bro. Yeah. Why should I be watching a Flash movie for Batman? I can't get over that. That's the $1 million question. Why am I watching a movie for someone other than the main character? At least when they do Spider-Man No Way Home, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are still fucking Spider-Man. So I'm still watching Spider-Man's story. This is a different character. I am watching a Flash movie and Batman is the main character you're advertising. Well, it's not a fucking Flash movie then, is it? It's either a Justice League or a fucking Batman movie. And if that's the case, the fuck is this movie? It shouldn't have been made if not for whatever it is with Ezra Miller. And I mean, people have their own theories. I mean, he's connected in a lot of ways. Let's just say that. Not just his orientation, but maybe other elements of his demographic. But that notwithstanding, I mean, shit. That usually, I mean, this, for all the shit this guy's done and for what this movie looked like it is, I'm still very surprised they put this movie out. Very surprised it didn't go the way as but you know what though, I'm not surprised as I say that, because of Batman, because of how much money. How can I say that when I know how many action figures I buy, and I'm seeing people in the action figure space cream themselves over some of this this merch, And I just know, well, you know what? For something like that, there's a million ways for them to get their money back. You never underrate that merch, bro. They can sell a lot of merch. So, like, that's a huge part of it. Is those fucking, as crazy as it sounds, toys. You know, that used to be for kids stuff when we were younger, but they still selling toys to that same generation. So, the difference between Batgirl and the Flash is they can sell a lot, even if the shit doesn't do 100% what they wanted to. They'll still make hundreds of millions of dollars on the fucking merch just because it got Michael Keaton's face on it. And then that nostalgia. That's why that shit got put out. And don't I know it? Sorry, I'm rambling. Just want this. Oh, jeez. Oh my goodness. Jesus. Shut up. Please fuck the guy thing.
Don't give up now, you guys.
It seems we have no choice.
What is this shit? Jeez. Oh, fuck. I ain't shooting fucking demon fireballs at me. I'm probably gonna die again, guys. I have to come back to life, back to reality. At least I'll be able to check out your comments. Oh, is that it? Yep, that's it. Fuck. Yeah, the Keaton stuff was a desperate move. For real dildo, let me read you guys' comments that I missed. For real dildo, most people need an inhaler to walk 4 blocks and get lost without a map on their phone. You know what? I am no longer one of those people. I can walk. Been doing a lot of walking. They were trained since pre-K to welcome the new world order. New world order. Yeah, to demand it. Yeah, absolutely. We've been trained. So, you know, they trained us generationally. Our grandparents trained our parents to be our the generation we are, and so we can groom the next generation so they can be even more ready for the new world order. Yeah, Fish Chozo, he's allowed to groom somebody they hurt and nothing happened to him. So when Jesus comes back, I hope it's in the form of the asteroid. It's supposed to be worse than that. Yeah, but yeah, I'm ready for the rest of, you know, the end of days, because this shit is crazy. He does prey on young girls and he gets away with it. Nobody says it. Everyone when they talk about Ezra Miller, they totally neglect. I mean, not people necessarily in the fandom. We talk about when it's mainstream or even minor people. Oh, Ezra Miller was all crazy. They forget, yo, he groomed multiple young girls and totally got away with it on some R. Kelly shit, and there was no consequence. There's no surviving Ezra Miller. No consequence. And, like, you know, not to say, you know, all this shit's evil and shit, but, like, you don't got no fucking 12 plate. You know what I'm saying? You're not even that good of an actor. It's not like you made some great shit. Not, you know, you don't got trapped in a closet or down low or I believe I can fly. Or You Are Not Alone writing for Michael Jackson. You don't have, like, you didn't contribute to society in such a way. Not saying you should forgive all the evil shit R. Kelly did, because he was evil as fuck. That shit was almost on some MK Ultra shit. The way he would deprive bitches. He would do it. Well, I should call it. They were victims. I ain't gonna, I gotta be respectful. He would deprive these young women, and like he would like, oh yeah, come to the studio, and they'd just be in the studio by themselves for like 12, 13 hours, just nothing in there, but some shit that they don't know how to use because they're fucking 17 or some shit, and they're just sitting there, and no water, no food, no nothing. Like, what the fuck? He was like really being on some evil mind control, like deprivation shit, to mind control people on some serious shit, real fucked up stuff. So I'm not trying to give R. Kelly a pass. I'm just saying Ezra Miller hasn't really, like, for him to have been getting away with all the stuff he got away with, like, he hasn't even proved that he's an even solid actor. He's not good.
Hey, fight's not over yet.
Sheesh. Why is it so hard to catch up?
You can do it. Don't give up now, you guys.
Sheesh, she's an Ezra Miller. He's got the school shooter fit too. That's crazy. I hope I can see him say on this fucking platform. I never even heard of that movie.
Shake it off, okay?
Still got the fight in you.
Strike right back. Let's pick up the pace. Watch yourself.
It's definitely fitting, man. I never even heard of that movie. That's crazy. Dude, yeah, parents dropped their kids off of R. Kelly, picked them up days later. They knew what they were doing. A lot of parents got paid off. But he's not the only celebrity. I'm talking about Prince. He didn't do that much, but at one point, somebody basically sold their daughter to Prince. And Prince was their legal guardian. And I love Prince. That's never talked about. It was 17.
Get ready.
Like, what the fuck? And there's other motherfuckers that did similar stuff. What was it, Jerry Lee Lewis marry somebody, like his cousin at 14? One of them did. Might be thinking of the wrong guy. Maybe not Jerry Lee Lewis. One of them old singers from like the 50s or something. And I think Elvis did some shit, but Babe Ruth. They say they used to catch Babe Ruth with young girls all the fucking time, and the media didn't say shit back in the day. Granted, this is the 20s or whatever. Shit, even speaking of the 20s, like people like Shirley Temple, they said she got trafficked. You know these kids be getting fucked up in this demonic ass quote unquote industry. And they don't be saying shit about it, man. And see, going back to the Con Field, what's the explanation? Well, they're on some evil shit. They're on some evil death code shit. Oh, please don't kill me now. Oh no! Bullshit! Wait, what? Yeah. And he ended up marrying her when she was grown, but it's Maite. Prince's first wife. It is Jerry Lee Lewis? Okay. Yeah, Jerry Lee Lewis married his 14-year-old cousin, I believe.
We're kinda in a hurry. Keep up the pressure, okay?
Hey, want to be a lead guard?
Keep it up.
17-year-old. I have not switched out the preamp. I almost don't want to. How's the audio now? Oh shit, this is probably getting loud too. Okay. Hold on. Is it still low? I'm starting to fade. Okay, I think it's okay. I think it's been fixed. I just turned down the game audio a little bit. You can't hear me. How long ago? The game is louder than me. I have stopped talking. So you still can't hear me. Cause I turned the mic on and off a couple times. Oh, it's good now. See, okay, I didn't know when it was. I just did it again. Cause there's a delay. So I caught it the first time, but then the delay, it takes a while for it to catch up. And it did seem like the game audio just jumped in volume. Turn the shit down for me. Hopefully it's cool for you. Loud and clear. Okay. Let's do this fucking nightmare thing. There's a lot of weird shit that all that creepy shit. I mean, shit, we know about the damn island, so I mean, none of the shit should shock us. And then we've heard about the fucking like that. They really do believe in some blood of the young type shit. We've heard about those fucking foreskin facials and shit. Or have you guys heard about that? I know some of you guys probably have. That shit where they take I don't remember what country was it. Is it Korea? Somewhere or it's somewhere in Asia. Where they take kids' foreskins and use it for celebrity facials. Oh fuck! I probably don't want to hear that one about this nonce ring. Brutal, man. This is some dark shit. And man, a lot of that shit they get away with, the police will be in on that shit. And bro, living in fucking Texas, every fucking week every day, it seems like a kid's being abducted somewhere. They got an Amber Alert going. It's fucking sick. It's a survival telling a story. Wow. Fucking brutal, man.
Calm down already.
Evil shit, man. Real evil shit, man. It's an evil ass world, unfortunately. Damn. Really want to be done with this boss. Go to sleep. Stream's already late as fuck. It's taking forever. I just want to make sure that I don't have to fucking go through everything again. I think this is the last part before the first and last boss. The first end boss. We'll hopefully finish it up on Sunday. All right, peace out, Fizz. I appreciate you being here. You gave me some insight. Didn't know about the school shooter movie with Ezra Miller and some other stuff you were saying, man. So appreciate you, man. Hope everything's cool.
Keep it up.
It's high society. Oh, that means they definitely ain't gonna be caught, man. Hold on, let me read more of it. This fucking demon. High society, organization, politicians, oof. Wow, wow, wow. So politicians, all that shit, royals, etc. Her mom sold her into it. Gangster had to save her from it. Crazy. Crazy. There was a guy who claimed to be a banker or somebody involved in the banking industry who worked on behalf of some high-profile people, and initially he had only cared about the money, and he didn't really have no moral compass. So like they'd be doing like banking shit, and they may destabilize something, they may do something corrupt or fucked up, but he was cool with it because he would make his cut and he wouldn't give a fuck. But he apparently, you know, it's just a motherfucking story. He could be making it up, but he said once he found out about the kids, that's where he said, okay, I gotta speak out about this shit. That's where it really fucked him up. Because he didn't realize, this allegedly, if I can find the guy, shit, for all I know, he's already been Arkansas-ed. But, oh shit, I went right into that. There was a guy who claimed to have been like a financier or some sort for the evil people and said that the kid shit is the shit that broke him. Oh shit. Shit! I don't know how much I could do this shit, man. This shit's getting to me, man. Cause every time I think I'm close, I fucking get killed, man.
Don't give up now, you guys. You can do it.
Hey, fight's not over yet.
Fuck this thing.
Finish him off.
This thing's so fucking annoying.
Show me what you can do.
Play the video that's on topic. Even try to make a pop star in France. Wow. Okay, we might we'll play it at the end. See how much we can get through. And I'm gonna try to look while we do that. I have to grab my phone. Try to look for the video of the guy I was talking about as well. Since that's what we mess with. We've been talking about.
Stay still. This should make you stronger.
No turning back.
Okay. Time to hit this fucking thing. Hopefully I can end this fucking nightmare of a fucking boss battle. And we'll play some of this stuff and then we'll get out of here. Here we go with this shit.
I don't want any trouble. Let's pick up the pace. Still it.
Oh my god, it's just frustrating.
Shake it off, okay? You're kinda in a hurry. Ready to go.
die thing. Damn it.
Calm down already.
Oh.
Check it out, okay? Keep it up.
Damn it, that hit me. I swear I'm over this fucking boss. I'm over this game, man. Jesus Christ. Please take the bill. Please stagger. Shit. Got to survive and get some more offense off. I got a shot.
Keep it up.
Sheesh, I'm beyond fucking tired.
No turning back.
Damn it, more of this shit?
Get ready. This should make you stronger.
Hey, fight's not over yet. Hang in there, okay?
Sheesh.
Show me what you can do. You're kinda in a hurry. Don't give up now, you guys.
Ain't done yet.
Oh, please, fucking. I don't know if I can handle losing this bitch. There you go. Let's hope for. Please kill this damn thing. Please. Please, thank goodness. Don't have another fucking phase just end.
Let's finish him off. Come on.
Golly. This fucking game's a goddamn nightmare. I thought I was gonna do that for the rest of my life. So once I get to this cutscene, once I get to a point where I can say, it's maybe now. Just save yourself. Gonna do one more save just because. God damn. Finally. Watch the video. And we'll get out of here. Hold on a second. Alrighty. Okay. Okay, so real quick before I cue up the video, let me see if I can find the guy I was talking about. He's probably been scrubbed from the interwebs, but it's worth checking out. Banker reviews Dark Truth. Is this it? Let me see. No. Here it is. Ronald Bernard is the guy I was talking about. We ain't got an hour to. Yeah, I'll get the video that Tension Dildo talked about. Short. See, now I'm thinking this guy, he has a fucking YouTube channel. Oh, Lord, what's going on with this dude? It's not one of this guy full of shit that I just mentioned. After all this shit, like, he has a fucking YouTube channel. Maybe this guy's full of shit. All right, that notwithstanding, fuck that video. Let's see what Central Dildo gave us. Hellkai. He said, I've been lurking. Got you on the big screen. Laugh because it looks like your villain boss calling in to check in my progress. All right, like I'm Claw something. Peace out, Tom Jensen. Have a good night. Like I'm Dr. Claw something. Bring me Gadget. Do-do-do-do-do. Inspector Gadget. Okay. But you can, I mean, Ronald Bernard, he has a YouTube channel and a bunch of long videos. I'm not going to play all that.
So fat. Brendan, you're...
We are going to play this. Hold on. Go, Gadget, go. Da-da. Go, Gadget, go. Okay, let's get here. Annika or Anik Lucas's story. I may be mispronouncing the sister's name. Let's see. And actually, let me turn this up so it's a little more audible.
My name is Annika Lucas, and I primarily identify myself as a survivor of child sex trafficking. I grew up in Belgium, and
well, she sounds kind of low. Let me turn her up a little.
my family was quite normal from the outside. Father, mother, and 2 children, boy and girl. This was my stepfather. My mother actually had me when she was single. My stepfather was the mayor of the village. And so we were not poor. Growing up for me is in the first years, I had a caretaker and my mother was single. And I was being brought to a caretaker every day. I loved her. She loved me. And I was actually very outgoing as a toddler. This caregiver, being in Brussels, which is a bilingual town, was French speaking. So I actually started speaking French, not Flemish. Even though I was being abused by my mother at the time, I was also very outgoing, very bossy, little girl. And then when my mother married, when I was 4 years old, I shut down very much. I lost the woman who loved me, who was like a real mother to me. And we moved to Flanders. I learned Flemish. But this was the beginning, the onset really of where I was starting to get groomed to be taken into the trafficking network. So I believe that my mother was targeted by the network.
I'm not really doing that much e-fapping because it is late. Oops. Oh, shit. I was just trying to turn on the volume. But this is a crazy story, which I knew it would be, but geez, just to hear it. And this is the first story. If you ever heard of what's her name, Kathy O'Brien, the transformation of America. Hold on a second. What happened to you guys? Oh, you're over on this side, wrong side. But she has a story to tell. There's another lady who wrote a book. I think was it Bryce something? Thanks for the memories.
Lady. And that cleaning lady, my mother now had a son by my stepfather, my brother. The cleaning lady started to offer to take me with her to watch me. And so for 1 year, the cleaning lady and her husband took me to outings. So these outings, there's lots of children always. They were from Holland. In fact, we went swimming every week. They taught me how to swim. I never liked them. The children seemed to change all the time. They kept saying that there were cousins and nephews and nieces from Holland. And there were definitely Dutch children there, but also Belgian children. And I was rather confused. I was never really allowed to connect with any of these children, but there were many. They did this for about a year before they took me then to the first event in the network. Once I was being taken to the network, my mother actually took over from the pimps. I don't really know what happened exactly, but I tried to tell my mother what had happened to me and the words that I had available to me at that time. And instead of protecting me and protecting me, she actually started to drive me herself. I was then trafficked into a pedophile network that actually at the time consisted of the VIPs of the country. The boss of the network was the Minister of National Defense at the time. The people involved, I found out later, more than anything.
Just to pause, I just mentioned Kathy O'Brien, and I can't remember the other person's name. But both of their stories, they've alleged, very high profile politicians. I'm gonna just say the name since Family Guy did. Dick Cheney apparently was one of the heads of this ring. If you guys remember the skit on Family Guy, because my man Seth MacFarlane's always dropping little jewels. He was one of the first ones to say something about Weinstein. It's one of the cutaways, and it's a joke, but it has Dick Cheney like fucking a girl and punching her in the head. That apparently is some real shit. Allegedly. Everything I'm saying is alleged. And again, you can look up, I want to say Bryce something. I can't think of her name, but Kathy O'Brien, you can find Transformation of America, and then Thanks for the Memories. If you look up that sort of stuff, you'll be able to find more of their stories. They're American based, but it's very similar to this in that it was the parents. The parents were involved. The parents were grooming the kids. And but I didn't hear about their story didn't have all these other kids that were involved. Really fucked up stuff, man.
But we're all
exactly. They're all in this way to control people with blackmail. Yeah, that was the main reason for that island.
Quite powerful, had important posts, and it was a mix of politicians, of high-placed officials, in fact, government officials, clergy, as well as aristocrats. And that was the Belgian network. However, this Belgian network connected to what is an international network. Well, it's very dark what happens inside the network. It's a mafia that uses kids to blackmail people primarily. People get lured in, but of course it takes a specific kind of person who is going to go that way.
Real quick, another note. Remember, we covered a lot of those crypto billionaires. One of them said there was a honey trap before he died in a swimming accident. I want to say it was Costa Rica or Puerto Rico, one of those islands. But he said there was a honey trap, and it probably was some sort of blackmail situation. All right, let's let her keep talking.
Who's not going to stop themselves before they end up in bed with a child. Everybody was in each other's pocket, and nobody was a person who is going to go that way, who's not going to stop themselves before they end up in bed with a child. Everybody was in each other's pocket and nobody was free anymore. So first, this husband of the cleaning lady to me, and I was just around my 6th birthday. So I was brutally. Then they took me to what was an orgy
Wow.
in a castle.
Oh, come on. Fuck you, man. I know. I need to fucking have, ad block. I know. You know who scared me off of ad block? Actually, it was fucking, Gary, because he talked about not wanting his accounts being hacked with all these different add-ons. So I did end up getting rid of ad block. But I need it back.
And it was extremely confusing because it was a masked ball or something. It was masked. And so people were all dressed like hippies. That was the first time.
That's literal eyes wide shut
And
stuff.
it was extreme. And it was clear, it was made clear from the start that if I were to speak out, then not only I would be killed, but anybody, I would definitely be killed. And if I spoke out. And
This
that
is
was
literal
made
eyes
clear.
wide shut stuff.
Not long after that, my mother got a driver's license. She couldn't drive. She just got a driver's license without taking lessons. She got a car without having taken lessons. So she got the only available automatic car at that time, which was a Dutch car. So she was very excited. She actually took me to the registrar office, the sort of Belgian DMV, which was at the town hall, to get her driver's license because she was really proud. And then she started to drive me to the network herself.
Did they start
My
stopping
mother had a
people from ad
contact who
blockers?
was
I think I heard about
a
them
woman
doing
from
that, but I didn't know
noble
they
family.
implemented it yet.
And I've seen them talk to this countess, which made no sense at all. This countess would have never addressed those people, or would have really not ever addressed my mother either. But my mother sort of bragged about her relationship with this countess. I was 6 when it started, and for the first 3 years I was used as what was called an expendable child. Because my mother and father were themselves not part of this network, as other parents were, they could do anything with me. In the Belgian network, there was a group, particularly aristocrats, who killed children.
This is hard to watch, honestly, man.
So a few times I was in situations like that, but I just happened to not be killed. So in this network, you have to understand it's a murderous network. Expendable children, that means that they can be killed. That's to say, it was clear that their lives wasn't valued, so those children could be used for anything.
And here's another crazy thing, man. Just think about the fact that this is a fucking network. This is a whole network, and it's really, worldwide, man. It's not just, she's talking about in Europe and Belgium, but I mean, this is everywhere. I was talking about the stuff in America involving American politicians, and it was a similar thing where it was the parents involved, and the parents groom the kids, and the parents basically pimp out their kids for clout, for power, for money. That's what a lot of people think happens in Hollywood with a lot of these child stars, that they just basically get sold off to Hollywood.
That could mean they could be used for torture and killing. So it's very hard to talk about what happened to me during those first 3 years, because it was very
not to keep you EFAPing, but another thing to know, a lot of major cities, including LA, for sure, but other cities have what's called can't think of the specific term, but they have a division just for the child just for the children stuff. I mean, it's the stuff we're talking about, and it's not like an SVU. It's really for the ritualistic stuff that happens with kids. A lot of them have these divisions, and some of the stories you hear reported, they don't report everything that really happened, and it may be a trafficking ring or a cult involved with a lot of random deaths you may not even know about. Apparently, a lot of major cities. LA was one of the first ones, one of the most famous. But it's not just LA. It's a lot of cities that have that type of department. And honestly, I don't know if this department is supposed to be investigating it or covering it up, or maybe even a little bit of both. It's like, this is shit's fucked up, man. I'll let her keep going.
Extreme. So I was in quite a few extreme situations. I was sometimes taken to bars and given to the men there, but other times I was taken to castles and then waiting with a handler until the people, until the first group of people had left, and then at the late hour the younger children were brought in. Sometimes I was taken to somebody's house for the day. My mother would keep me out of school and then just drive me to somebody's house. And then whatever was necessary, I have remembered things about being in extreme situations with, where other children did die.
Jesus.
So my mother was being paid for this. What would happen then with an expendable child is the parents get paid. Of course, there's no contract, nothing is in writing. It's all very vague. My mother's denial itself took care of a lot, but there was money exchanged, and her contact person was this countess. But let's say if I would have been killed and other children were, then a doctor who was part of the network would have been able to write a death certificate, and bring up. So in 1972, I was traded by the boss of the network to an international player, somebody who was in the international network that the boss of the network wanted to do business with, wanted to be in their good favor, because this was someone who had global power.
Shit, bro.
And this person
blow some castles up, man.
Apparently had this countess ask my mother who my father was, and also they drew blood. Anyway, they found out that I'm from one of the bloodlines, which is something that in this global network is very important. So this perpetrator then decided that he was going to get me trained, that's to say mind control trained, which is torture based, and to make me an elite slave, and to even give me a platform on the world stage so I could be an elite slave to the most powerful men in the world.
See, going back to some of the conspiracy theories, this lines up not only very similar to Kathy O'Brien, not necessarily the part what you had mentioned, I think that she's about to get into, as far as being a pop star, or the fact that they used her for the elite, but like or used her for like some sort of little celebrity thing. But man, that's consistent with other stuff I've heard about. I just talked about how some people, families get sold in, or people get sold in by their families. But that's also similar to what I just was talking about with Eminem. Granted, we don't know if Eminem's mom was bullshitting or not. But where they didn't know if this person was a part of a bloodline, and then they found out, because what she was saying was alleged, but that's very similar. Just like, okay, they find out this person's a part of a bloodline, and they treat them different, and they want to put them as far as make him a public figure. And that's why fame is it's not success. It's not when you see somebody successful, are they an Illuminati or whatever. It's the fame and the power, right? When you see somebody who either is high profile because of some sort of influence they may have, or you see somebody with a lot of power, like going back to the politicians, I mentioned the alleged stuff with Cheney. Those are the people who you got to look out for. Is okay, are you connected to something deeper? It's just fucked up, man.
Elite slaves are trained. Most of them are trained from a very young age.
And that's another thing. Kathy O'Brien was trained as a mind control slave, and she was apparently handled by some high profile people. She mentioned, I think, Bob Hope as a handler. And actually, I mentioned R. Kelly. A lot of the stuff he was doing is consistent with mind controls too. Mind control stuff. Like he might have been a handler, or at least had handler training. Because a lot of celebrities do. A lot of celebrities have handler training, and they know the best comp I can give you is like the Winter Soldier. They can read. That was one specific way of triggering an alter, but where they read out the little code words and then he became like mind controlled. There are people who know how to do that to some of these unfortunate victims.
They can be people who are actually famous, but are actually being used as slaves because it's all about the same kind of mafiosi style. I was being trained to spy.
Oh, shit, she getting into the other shit, the spy shit.
Trained to spy, and also I was literally trained to make men fall in love with me at age 9. It was about
That's
a month.
sick. That's sick as fuck. Trained to make men fall. Ugh. Those people deserve to get castrated and beaten and everything you can think of, man. This is demonic. But I mean, you may have heard it. It's become a little bit more mainstream. The leopard print and the animal print is usually indicative, male or female, of somebody who's in the program as far as being a sex slave and a spy. And believe it or not, this is maybe sound a wacky rumor. It may have truth to it. Somebody like Dennis Rodman, remember when he went to North Korea, allegedly, and he has a lot of leopard print and blonde hair. That's another indication of mind control. When you don't have a natural blonde and they dye it blonde, it's usually mind control. Yeah, pitchforks out, flamethrowers out, nukes out. These people are demons. But allegedly, Dennis Rodman was another guy, was a high-profile guy that apparently was in the mind control program and apparently a spy. I don't know if that's true or not. It may be a bullshit thing, but there was a theory as to why he was meeting it with North Korean. Everyone said, "What the fuck? That makes no sense." Apparently, that wasn't. It was more to meet the eye at that meeting. So, and apparently, again, it wasn't just he's a spy. He was apparently a sex slave. We can get into the alleged thing with Meek Mill and Robert Kraft and all sorts of stuff with the sex slave stuff. We'll one demonic story at a time, I guess.
Long initially, but it was really a year long. The whole training was a year long, and meanwhile I was already being used. I was taken to Germany on weekends and spent it with someone who I realized later was a very big politician in Germany at the time. I mean, I was, not only did he really like me, but I was also spying on him, and I was reporting about his weakness then to who had become my owner, which was this international network. Basically, when I was going to Germany on the weekends with this, being driven there by handlers of the Belgian network and then dropped off in places, picked up
crazy.
by on the side of the road, actually a quiet road, by this politician, and then I would just simply drive with him. And so because I had been trained, I knew how to not be, not call attention to myself. He would check in, and this was very similar each time. It was always very idyllic, beautiful places on the beautiful rivers in Germany, in some small hotel pension, and there's maybe 3 or 4 rooms, and so he would have the whole hotel to himself, but we would sleep in the same bed.
Ugh.
And then of course it would be all
Ugh.
it was all about pleasing him, and for him, I know that there was a great joy, or maybe
evil,
pleasure is the right word, in having these people, just fawn all over him and be so grateful and lucky that this very important person is visiting them and is gracing them with his presence. And they would say that, if anything, he would say that I'm his niece, but of course my German, he actually taught me to speak German, this politician. Better. I didn't really speak it very well.
Hard to watch.
So when we were alone, there was a lot had a lot to do about, but he was also just very happy. He seemed just very happy to be around a little girl that was there for him in this way that I was, just listening. I thought, I thought he was great, and he was a really good man.
This is hard to fucking hear, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. This is fucked up, man. I'm just pausing because I don't have any words for this shit. I'm just pausing for a break, man. It's just like hearing this shit is so uncomfortable. Like, what's wrong? People are just fucking demonic, man. Some people are really fucked up and evil, man. I know that goes without saying, but like, there's never a point where you're not shocked by this shit because it's so fucked up. And I mean, obviously this is on some real super evil shit, but this trafficking shit, bro, like I said, every fucking day there's a fucking Amber Alert. At least one, if not multiple, out here in Texas. Every fucking day, it's some kid got abducted. Some kid got abducted. We used to see they talk about the milk carton, but that's really before my age. But what was my age is those little shits that come in the mail with all the junk mail that have you seen me. I remember there was all these girls missing in the D.C. area, D.C. and Maryland area. Well, what's in D.C.? Oh yeah, that's right, the federal fucking government. In Virginia, the DMV area, a lot of people were missing. And you could wonder what happened. A lot of people talk about New York and the homeless problem. Oh, how did they get rid of the homeless back in the 2000s? I don't know. Maybe some evil shit, man. But just hearing this shit, man, it's just like, God, this person deserves to be burnt alive. What a piece of shit. Not this person, but the person she's talking about. Just real evil. It's really hard to stomach, man.
Man, and that was my training, of course, as a slave, is to flatter him to the max so that he would feel really good about himself. And that's how he got to feel good about himself. And so he clearly enjoyed the physical closeness a lot, and the warmth, and what then appeared to be love for him, I think. So this 1 year was very peculiar, that I was actually being groomed then on a big scale.
No, I will say this. And this is just an explanation of how evil this shit is. A lot of these dignitaries and a lot of these other people have went through that program where they were a kid. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of why these people are so fucked up, is they went through it when they were young. And so they were accustomed to this real demonic world. So just as evil as this human being that we're talking about, or she's talking about, there's a high likelihood when he was young, he was getting passed around. And so that's why when he's older, he's still looking for that shit. Believe it or not.
And my owner, if I can say that, obviously this person who wanted to own me as a slave had plans for me, and this was discussed even with other people in the network. So it was decided I was going to be a star in France. Everyone was treating me like a star. Yeah, that's really all I can say. And I had somebody who was giving me facial massages, other massages, but nothing creepy about these massages. There was a photographer, nothing creepy about the photographs, even though I was naked. Everybody was just making me into what I was to become, which was a French singer. There was a singing coach there, actually, and I was, again, there was nothing I could do wrong.
So hearing that, you can't help but to wonder. We was both going back to the earlier conversation. We were talking about this whole giving up the cheeks. That just shows you how many people are born into it. The first name that jumped out was Britney Spears. That's the first name that's like, man, I wonder if it's like, because if you take this, she didn't make it as a pop star, obviously, or at least to my knowledge. But we talk about, okay, who was somebody that may have went through something similar, and we all knew who they were, not knowing that this person that went through hell and back. Britney Spears just screams like that's the person. Some people will tell you Michael Jackson as well. I want to say, this is alleged, but want to say one of his brothers said that Mike got passed around to execs when they were young, to like different TV execs and different things like that. I don't know if that's true, but those are two names that I think about as people who were in the industry young, at a super young age, and always kind of famous, and each had personal breakdowns. I mean, Britney's, a lot of that stuff we seen. We saw her have her breakdown when she was bald. We saw apparently Kevin Federline, he made out with a lot of her cash. Allegedly, he was a handler. Allegedly. So that's somebody I say, man, it started off at the Mickey Mouse Club. As much as people, you got more people mad about Disney for race swapping some fish demon not knowing there's a whole lot of shit that Disney's been involved with for years and years, way worse than some race swaps and some woke stuff. Crack the fucking mystery. I didn't crack it. A lot of stuff has been out there.
Everything was positive, so there was no correction. It wasn't really correction. Everything was. It's like kind of how we are taught now to treat our kids, you know, to just focus on the positive. But I never experienced that before, and suddenly there's this voice coach, and you know, he brings out the best out of my voice, the pure.
I didn't even, maybe I did accidentally crack. Britney Spears' dad's action makes sense. If he bought her and isn't actually her dad, wow. Could be, man. Could be. That might be it, man. He's a complete piece of shit, so it's a lateral move as a possible twist. I definitely think she went through some version of this. of
the voice and
because because all they did is get used as user shit. I was watching something else. I want to say it was Black Balloons. It was Black Balloons, but he was watching some old. He had a clip of some conspiracy theories and conspiracy confirmations, I should say, from back in the day. They were talking about Anna Nicole Smith. Basically, they gave, like, Anna Nicole Smith was programmed, alleged. This is what's alleged. The dude that she was shit, that's right. You're right. It could be real parents. Real parents sell kids to these people, and this woman was one of those kids. But apparently the whole thing, and apparently Anna Nicole Smith was one of those kids, allegedly. They wanted to get the dude. They wanted to marry the dude, and then eventually kill her and get the money. That was the whole plan all along. Like, so everyone think, oh, what's this 19, 20-year-old doing with this old man? That was apparently a setup. He was a part of it, so it was kind of like a favor to him. He wanted a young girl, but the idea was to get his money at the end of the day, to set her up with him. Then when he dies, she takes the wealth, and then when she dies, they take it back. That's an alleged theory behind that. Some real fucked up stuff, man.
Teaching me to sing certain songs, again through repetition, certain French songs, Edith Piaf, Jacques Brel. And I was singing these songs, and it was easy. The French came back very easily. Eventually, I was going to be inducted into the cult. And so being inducted into the cult eventually was sort of my graduation, I guess, or it was to be the beginning of my new life, let's say. And there's been a lot of talk during that year about what my life was going to be, how comfortable, the most beautiful apartments in Paris, the best house on the Côte d'Azur, the yacht, the respect, the platform. You know, everybody would think I was the best singer, actress in the world, and I would get all the magazine out. You know, it was all prepared.
Crazy.
And it was just that what I had to do to belong eventually was just too much. I rebelled and was kicked out. Basically, I was reprogrammed, and I was extremely humiliated and punished. And this was reprogramming to make sure I would never become successful. After I was put back in the Belgian network,
stop. She somehow rebelled, and then they reprogrammed her to never be successful, and totally messed up put a whole kibosh on her being a pop star. I wonder what she did to rebel. And isn't that interesting that despite all this programming and shit, everyone's theorized that with Kanye, not to keep going back to these celebrities, maybe that is actually happening, but isn't it interesting that despite all that programming, she has some ability to rebel? That's kind of a miracle, and that she had enough autonomy to even rebel in any way, shape, form, or fashion with all this ritualistic abuse, this mind control stuff they programmed her with. This is a wild story. Yeah, they killed her confidence. But, I mean, shit, good on her that she was able to even push back in any way.
Just never really discovering what had actually happened to me. Used me for their VIPs then. But a young gangster came into the network and he had power in the Belgian network because he wasn't afraid to use a gun. But eventually, a year later, he ended up rescuing me.
Wow.
So now it's back to my mother driving me to the network. And once this gangster showed up, things changed a little bit because he would keep me longer and so forth than usual. And so also groomed me for 6 months, in fact, and started by protecting me and then ended up abusing me worse than anybody else.
Wow.
Such violence. And then, you know, that would have resulted in my being murdered. And then he had a change of heart. And then he made a deal with the boss of the network to get me out. The physical circumstances of this gangster's name is Patrick Hammers. And the politician who was in charge of the network is Paul van den Boeynants, who had a long career in politics in Belgium. And the gangster had also quite a fascinating career in crime. And the deal in 1974 that was made when this gangster was 22 years old, I think, or 23, was that he was going to work for the politician to get me out. He was going to become his whatever left-hand man. And what he did at age 11 is he gave me instructions for life. And
She's age 11. I was wondering how old she is at this point in the story. She was still only age 11. Holy fuck.
He told me never to become to never sleep with anyone for anything, never do it. That I should not become a drug addict, that I should never buy, that I could take drugs if they were given to me, but I could never do anything to get them. He told me I should not become an alcoholic. I could have a little wine here and there, but I should never drink too much. No hard liquor, once a week for hard liquor, or some crazy rule like that.
Hey, Kelly,
he told me
that
I should leave the country, that I should leave Belgium.
Story.
I have to go to Paris, London, New York. I have to settle in New York, and I should marry someone who is not an older man who made his own fortune, but someone.
See, yeah, hey, Kelly, we're talking about this part. We're toward the end of it. Somebody, you can see the top. It says, I was sold into an elite, that type of network, a child, such and such story. So we're just listening to this woman's story, and it's a messed up one. I appreciate you being here, though, man. And I appreciate you finding a new channel. I may have already said that, but I didn't know you found this. So thank you for finding a new channel, and I appreciate it, man. I'll finish up with this, and we'll probably be getting out of here pretty soon, honestly. But thank you for being here, man.
My age, who is from a wealthy family, preferably a family of New York bankers. This all came out of his mouth as he was basically driving me home the last time. And of course, it included to never speak about the network, never say anything to anyone, just never do it. And these life instructions, they settled very deeply inside myself, because he had done this one good act in his life. You know, he had done this thing that was selfless for me. And it was in very dramatic circumstances. And these directions became sort of my guidelines for life, that really got me through, that really helped me. He also
do videos on the old channel
to deal with my mother in the coming weeks, in the weeks that would follow, because he knew she would be angry.
Okay, let me pause just to address. I mean, I have done some videos. I did the one video to say, hey, I have a new channel, but I probably could do more. And I did like 1 or 2 streams on the old one to bring people here, but that's pretty much it. All right, let's finish this up.
She couldn't take me to the network anymore. And he told me to try to leave that house as soon as I could. So once I was rescued from the network, I really was never trafficked again. I followed those guidelines that had been given to me very, very closely. So at age 16, I actually ended up in the red light district in Antwerp. And because of this direction, I never slept with anyone. I was able to reach high functioning levels again, and not just function well in society, but have more empathy and love for people and really heal as a human being and as a soul. And I think it's important to look and uncover this darkness, however hard that is for each person, before we can actually create that change. And I think ultimately we are the ones that need to change.
Wow, that was tough to watch, man. But thank you for recommending that video. You always recommend good stuff since you did it. That was a crazy story, man. Crazy story, and you could only wonder how many other people, especially either not just high profile but just no profile, how many other people have gone through that. I talked about people who are missing on milk cartons, people who are missing on those little things that you see in the mail with the junk mail, or on that Walmart little board, or like I said, I'm in Texas. Every day is an Amber Alert. Every single day is an Amber Alert. We know the island was real, man. And yeah, she was able to get out. It's a blessing she was able to get out. Let me see. I know Kathy O'Brien. What is it? Thanks for the memories. I'm trying to find the young lady's name, or the lady, because she's older now. Ooh, I'm so tired. Bryce Taylor. That's the individual's name. She has a book called Thanks for the Memories. The Truth Has Set Me Free. Yeah, she was apparently Bob Hope and Henry Kissinger's slave. And then there's another, Kathy O'Brien is the person who I mentioned, who apparently was a slave to, or given over to Dick Cheney, allegedly. So it's, that stuff I can't confirm, but we just heard her story, man. Really crazy story. Really crazy story. It's a dark world, man. It's a fucked up world, and we shouldn't be surprised that they're aiming shit towards the youth, man. They're going to normalize it. They're trying to normalize this shit, so they don't have to be so secretive. It's very demonic, man. Very demonic. Wasn't expecting that. I just thought I was gonna play Final Fantasy, and then here comes that shit, man. Very fucked up. Glad she got out. Prayers for anyone who's had to deal with anything close to any of that. And man, you see stuff, man, when they try to snatch kids and stuff. This stuff is real. It's real, and it's real fucked up. And the people who are involved with it deserve to die like the worst possible deaths. Hell is too good for them. I mean, it's just terrible, terrible, terrible. So there's no positive spin to end this show. I just got to get out of here. Thank you guys for joining. It's pretty different stuff. So your chat does that to you all the time. Yeah. But you guys came, since you did always has good stuff. It's a very dark story, but hey, it was on topic. We had talked about some of this stuff, so thank you for bringing it here. And thank you anyone who's joined this live or on the playback. I may clip this out. It's crazy. I got a lot of stuff to clip out. Yeah, death ain't enough. Hell ain't enough. Torture ain't enough. It's like, you gotta be just demons. And it's funny, they made demon time is now common, man. A lot of this shit that they've been doing for years. This is a story from the 70s. You see that they're pushing this shit so it can be normalized. Fired up my show with the title, which I think I need to update, saying let's have fun. We start talking about the virus and the jab. Damn, that's how it goes. In any event, if you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share and subscribe, please do that. But even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good night. God bless. I'll talk to you guys